Week 1 of SEC play is in the books. How did your team do?
You're talking ball with the SEC squad. From Alabama to Tennessee, from Georgia to Oklahoma, from Auburn to Texas, it's the local experts of the Locked On Podcast Network bringing you scoops, breakdowns, and the most comprehensive preview of the upcoming SEC weekend. It's the SEC squad, and we have a seat for you. Hurt feelings and thin skin are prohibited. Squad up, you're part of the SEC squad.
What is up? Welcome to the SEC Baseball Squad. Appreciate you guys for joining us here and making all of our shows your first listen. We're a part of the Locked On Podcast Network. We got a full house in here tonight. I'm hosting tonight Eric Kane, Locked On Vols. We got Corey Burton, Locked On Vandy, and Matt Moscona, Locked On LSU, Zach Blackerby, Locked On Auburn, Brad Kellner, Locked On Texas Longhorns, and Jimmy Stein, Locked On Bama. SEC play. Week number 1 is in the books. So, how'd we do? Who wants to take it over right now? How'd we do? SEC play week number 1.
I'll go first. Clean sweep. Auburn, one of 3 teams to sweep their opponents in conference play. And I'm going to say it. I think Missouri tried to cheat Friday night with the whole light debacle. I think it's an absolute joke that they play SEC baseball. Their field is garbage. The lighting situation is absolutely trashed. I was like inexcusable what happened Friday night. Auburn finally gets something going, hits a home run to kind of potentially bust the thing open. And no, we're going to pause the game for an hour and a half. Unbelievable. But ball don't lie. Auburn ended up sweeping, which is nice.
You apparently knocked the lights out there.
It was a lights out performance. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair, Corey Burton.
It's good.
Missouri just couldn't wait for that one tweet they were saving up for Saturday, and well, it didn't really turn out too well because they got swept in a doubleheader. So, yeah, that's some Bush League right there. Again, this is the Southeastern Conference. Baseball is taken seriously here. I know Missouri still technically new to the league. It's been about however many years, but embarrassing.
Hey, well, I'm still very new to the conference. I didn't think we ever complained about playing Missouri in baseball, but apparently we have to complain about that. It feels like that's a road series you want in this conference. So congrats on the 3 easy wins, Zach.
I feel like
we'll get to settle it this weekend, Kellner. I can't wait.
Mm-hmm. We will. It should be fun.
Yeah, I'll go next. I mean, I was shocked that we took the series from LSU, Matt. That was not something I had expected. I thought maybe we'd get one as bad as Vanderbilt was struggling. I mean, LSU had their fair share of struggles too this season coming into this series, but man, it just Vandy's bats just opened up this weekend, and that was nice to see.
It's hard to win in the SEC. It's harder to win on the road in the SEC. It's just a truth. These things are 30-game marathons, and people tend to overreact after the first 3. The LSU Vandy series was interesting because neither pitching staff decided they wanted to be any good. LSU walked 25 guys over the course of 3 games. LSU scored the first game on Sunday without putting a ball in play. I mean, that's pretty incredible. So I think LSU and Vandy are 2 teams right now that are both fighting it a little bit. Very talented teams. I mean, Vanderbilt's already hit 52 homers on the season.
Yeah.
And LSU has as many pro prospects on this roster as Jay Johnson's had during his time in Baton Rouge. But there's a big difference between a collection of really talented players and being a really good team. Last year was not a very talented LSU team by their standard, won the national championship because they were a great team. This is a talented group of players that has not quite figured out what they want to be yet.
Jimmy Stein, rough weekend, getting swept by Kentucky. What went wrong?
Well, we talked about it on the show here every week, really. Alabama's record was good. A lot of things were good, but as we said all along, what I say that have been kind of held together with glue and spit, I think was and then the glue and spit fell apart, on the road at Kentucky. Like Matt said, winning on the road in this league's tough. Kentucky's good. They won 13 games in a row. I mean, everybody in the league's pretty good, but Kentucky's playing well. All 3 games were competitive. In the end, as I felt all along, this Alabama team is good. Look, nobody should look forward to, hey, Alabama, that's a team we're going to sweep, especially in Tuscaloosa. But really, there's 6 or 7 hitters in the lineup that are SEC worthy, not 9. There's 3 SEC starting pitchers, but they're all sort of Saturday, Sunday guys. and the bullpen is a bigger problem than the first two. So this is not a great Alabama team. I think it's going to be a real struggle for them to get to 500. But I think we all know that a 500 team in this league is really good. Will Alabama ever be good enough to get there? They'll find out a lot more this weekend at home against a 3-0 Florida team. But hey, this is life in the SEC. It's a knife fight in a ditch.
Yeah, no kidding.
Brad, Texas dropped the opener on Friday, but won the next two games to take the series over Ole Miss.
Yeah, look, we just wanted to feel what all of you guys have felt multiple times this year, and that's we're coming back down to earth a little bit. But look, Friday was rough. I mean, Texas had a 7-3 lead going into the ninth inning, and the bullpen, which has been great all season long, completely imploded. Hit a couple of guys, walked a couple of guys, and then gave up a go-ahead grand slam. Texas did fight back in the bottom of the ninth to force extra innings, but obviously they ended up dropping that one in 11. It's really the first bit of adversity that Texas has faced this year. Obviously their first loss, but they hadn't really been trailing at all in any of these games. So I was very curious to see how they would respond on Saturday and Sunday. Not only did they win those two games, they outscored Ole Miss 19-4. Awesome pitching performances from Luke Harrison and Dylan Volantis. It's unfair that Texas can trot out Volantis on a Sunday. And the bats, look, even in the loss, you score 8 runs with this Texas pitching staff. That should be enough to win just about every single night. The bats were great in all 3 games. So obviously disappointed to drop one, but the Longhorns, look, we don't complain about series wins in this conference. Texas was able to get the job done with really good showings on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, never complain about a series win, especially in this league. Anybody see the ending to the Tennessee-Georgia game on Sunday? Brutal.
The celebration really drove the nail in.
Yeah, I mean that's gone viral, and that's funny if you're not a Tennessee fan. Yeah. I get that, but I mean, did anybody watch?
That should be funny even if you are a Tennessee fan. Like that's just an objectively funny thing.
Dude, like slams the bat and is like, yeah, and then all of a sudden he looks up and it's robbed. You're like, oh.
Yeah. Well, what's even worse than that is Tennessee led 5-0 after 3, and stranded 5 men on base in the next 2 innings. They could have been ahead, 9-10 runs or whatever. And Georgia, I don't know how good Georgia is. I think Georgia's a good team. I don't know if Georgia's a top 10 team. I think they kind of beat up on outside competition. They didn't play many. I do think that lineup is good. They got some talent in the order. Daniel Jackson's a great player. Trey Phelps a good player. Brendan Hudson's a really good player. But I think that lineup's legit, and I think Tennessee pitched it pretty well all weekend long. The bullpen fell apart on Sunday, and ironically, the guy that got hosed there is one of Tennessee's best bullpen arms, and I think he's already been really good this year. He just left them in too long. I don't know what was going on there. He gave up it's a 7th inning, 5-run 7th, and he had just given up a single and back-to-back walks. And then you got a run-scoring single, another came in on air, then a 3-run home run. It's like, you got to take him out there. But you ever have those series wins? And, I felt this way about Tennessee after playing Georgia in football this year. You lost the game or you lost the series, but you feel better about your team kind of leaving that series? Because that's kind of where I'm at. Like, it's unfortunate. It's a brutal way to lose down in Athens. But, gosh, guys, I thought Tennessee was going to get drilled. I'm going to be honest with you. Tennessee wasn't hitting anything. And, the Vols put up a lot of runs, played solid defense, pitched it well. Tennessee's pitched well all weekend or all year long. But I kind of feel better about your team leaving Athens, even though you lost in just the most brutal way possible on Sunday.
What do you guys think about Florida? I mean, obviously they took out
South
Carolina team that I'm not too impressed with, but I mean, a sweep in this conference, it doesn't matter who it's against. It seems to be a big deal. What do you guys think about the Gators?
They struggled to score Friday and Saturday. Maybe that's a something. But I think they scored maybe a total of about 4 runs on Friday and Saturday collectively, but still won both games. So it is Florida. They're going to have dudes. That's the thing about this league.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's got dudes. It's a dude league, and even the quote bad teams have dudes. Football's the same way. I mean, South Carolina. I mean, this is baseball show, not football. South Carolina could finish 4-8 in the league next year and produce the number 1 pick in the draft, and Dylan Stewart. And baseball's no different though. There's no team in this league that doesn't have dudes.
Yeah, I think the bigger story in that series is how bad South Carolina is. They may actually not have dudes, and that's it's interesting. No, it's interesting here. Yeah, I mean, Jimmy, you're generally speaking, you're right. I mean, it's the Southeastern Conference, but South Carolina has been bitten by bad luck, and people here are actually paying attention because it's Paul Maneri coaching there, and obviously he was at LSU for 15 years and won a national championship here, and so people were interested to see how that was going to go. And they've had some bad injury luck. They lost their Friday night guy to injury. But, man, that is a roster a year ago that was void of talent. They didn't really make a requisite commitment financially, and they are awful. I mean, Missouri – remember, guys, Missouri a year ago was Missouri 0-24 or 0-27 when they swept A&M? Did they sweep A&M in the penultimate weekend or the last one? I can't remember. But like, Missouri was as bad an SEC baseball team as I've ever seen a year ago. This South Carolina team may actually challenge that. Like, they are atrocious. And
the red flags are
the question was, what do we make of Florida after sweeping South Carolina? Nothing. I make nothing of Florida after this weekend.
So we're talking about who might be the worst team in the Southeastern Conference, but my question is, who's the best? It's week one. There's a lot of non-con in there, but it's week one. Kind of who's leading the charge here in the SEC? And while that answer is we have no clue just yet because it's too early. We'll talk more when we return right here. Baseball Squad Up right here, talking SEC baseball on the Locked On Podcast Network.
Squad.
Biggest stretch, we're talking baseball here, but you know what month it is. It's a whole lot of fun. Basketball season is here. Buzzer beaters, bracket busters, those unforgettable moments that everyone's talking about next day, being there live or something like that. That's bucket list stuff. The hard part is always actually getting tickets, long queues, prices jumping around, surprise fees at checkout. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage with constant innovation. It's how you unlock amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. Incredibly simple to use. The Game Time guarantee means 110 or 100% legitimate tickets delivered on time at the best price. And here's the best part: fees are included in the price that you pay. So what you see is what you pay for. We're talking basketball here. It's a baseball show. You want to go see LSU, Tennessee, Auburn, South Carolina. I don't know about anybody wanting to go see Vanderbilt, but you can go see Vanderbilt. You can find tickets on the Game Time app. They can hook you up. Take the guesswork out of buying college basketball, baseball tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, put in the redeem code Locked On for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Create an account, redeem code Locked On for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today.
Best 5 seed ever.
What if sports were traded like markets? Now you can put your sports IQ to work in real time with Robinhood prediction markets. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. You can buy or sell your positions live all game long. Use your sports knowledge in the moments that matter. Robinhood prediction markets changes the game. It's people moving the action. So when momentum shifts, you can move with it. I always knew the game, but never had a dynamic way to apply that knowledge. Now I can actually take part live in a market powered by people. You're no longer just a spectator, play-by-play. You decide. Trade every play with Robinhood, now available across the U.S. Download the Robinhood app now to begin.
Welcome to the 5-Hour Energy Flavor Draft. 18 different flavors to choose from, including new options like Confetti Craze, Fruity Rainbow, and Cotton Candy. There's something for everyone. The board is set, and Jimmy Stein has got the number 1 overall pick for the 5-Hour Energy Flavor Draft. Jimmy, what is your pick?
Fernando Mendoza or grape.
Grape. Solid choice. Zach, what do you got right there?
I got the Confetti Craze. It legit tastes like you're drinking a cupcake. It's unbelievable.
Whew. Corey Burton, what's your favorite flavor?
Hawaiian Breeze. I just got back from the beach. I caught a bunch of fish while I was down there, so Hawaiian Breeze. That's a flex.
Strawberry banana is a sleeper. I feel like that's not one somebody's going to say just off the top of the tongue, but it's really, really good. Tropical delight with a strawberry taste that goes in everything from smoothies to milkshakes to cakes and ice cream. Sweet strawberry flavor up front. There's so many to choose from. There's 18 to be, in fact. 0 sugar, and it gives you that boost that you need. Find your new favorite flavor at 5-Hour Energy Shots, available at 5hourenergy.com, or you can check them out on Matt. What's yours, man? What's yours?
It's the GOAT is grape extra strength, by the way.
Oh, wow.
You're not playing around.
I can't.
No, I keep them in my desk drawer at work and take one before my radio show, have every day for like 10 years.
I'm not 21 yet. It's too strong for me.
Still, that boost with 0 sugar. Find all those and more 5hourenergy.com and on Amazon. That is 5-Hour Energy.
Grape extra strength your way to Oklahoma City.
Baseball squadding here on a Tuesday. All right, so we talked about who might be the worst team in the league. It's just one weekend SEC play. We had the non-con portion of the schedule outside of midweeks. I think we can all agree Texas, Mississippi State, they're definitely up there. What to make of LSU, Vanderbilt, Tennessee, some other teams, Florida, not quite sure yet. If we were picking who the best team is in the SEC right now and who you think is going to be the best team by the end of the season, Brad, who are you picking?
Well, I see Zach is a little upset, right? I mean, he's ready for his Auburn Tigers to prove this week that they are. Obviously, a big midweek game coming up against Georgia Tech, and then the Longhorns coming to town this weekend. So, look, I think right now, I think it's fair to say that Texas is the best team in the SEC, but what do we really know? There's been one conference series so far, and look, the Longhorns aren't even in first place in the SEC because 3 teams swept, and Texas isn't one of them. But I love this Texas roster, incredibly talented. Obviously, we'll find out who they are this weekend, playing their first road series of 2026 against the top 5 Auburn squad. So, Zach, obviously, look, if Auburn wins this series, obviously, if either team sweeps, both teams are going to feel great about their standing as the best team in the league. But even a series win would be huge for either side in this one.
Yeah, I think you have to say Texas right now, BK. I agree with you, but look, if Auburn goes 3-1 this week, I mean, I think you have to say Auburn against Georgia Tech, and then obviously against Texas. They were able to pull off an incredible week like that. I think we might be talking about the Auburn Tigers in a totally different light when we all get together next week.
How are they going to play the midweek, though? How are they going to go about it?
I think they're going to treat it like usual. I mean, the guy that they're pitching, Alvarez, he's been pretty solid up to this point. To me, I think they want this guy to emerge and be a weekend starter. I think they believe that, but nobody on Auburn's weekend staff is dropped off at all. They can't move anybody out because they've all been incredible. So I think Auburn really does feel like they've got 4 solid guys. So yeah, I think they'll trot him out there. They will trot him out there. They've already announced it against Georgia Tech, 4:00 on Tuesday. It's going to be a massive, massive midweek.
Yeah, midweeks
are
are always
playing at
interesting.
4:00 because they don't have lights on the field.
Playing at 4:00, supposedly because of weather. I thought they moved it up because I don't want to brag, but we've got a postseason tournament game on campus Tuesday night. So nobody freak out about that. Number 1 overall seed, NIT. Don't mean to brag, but yeah, because they announced it. They were moving it up when Auburn is hosting a 9 p.m. tip in the NIT, but apparently it's not related. Apparently it's because it's going to get cold and there's weather. So there you go.
Oh, there you go.
There's a lot of weather.
I would love to turn lights off on Georgia Tech, but we wouldn't do that because we have a respectable baseball program.
That's going to be an interesting game. It's a top 5 matchup in the midweek. I mean, Georgia Tech ranked number 3. That'll be interesting, them going on the road to Plainsman Park, see how that goes. But I agree with everybody. Texas is the best team in the league. I mean, with Rios and Volantis bookending your rotation, I don't know that anybody in the league has that. And, I mean, you're hitting 335 cumulatively. Look, Schloss is a great coach, man. They've recruited well. They've invested properly in the portal. They're really, really good, man. And, it's just the whole objective of the SEC, right? If your objective is to get to Omaha and win it there, it's how do you position yourself over a 30-game gauntlet to make sure that you're playing at home in the regional and super regional round. And then it's just, can you go win a weekend? Can you go win 2 weekends? And if you do, you're in Omaha. Then can you play your best over a week and a half in Nebraska? And I think Texas is a team that would be, if that's a team that's not a top 8 national seed by the end of this year, that would be a stunning upset. I think the bigger question is, how do you make sense of that clump of teams where Arkansas and Mississippi State had a great series this weekend. That could have gone, any of those games could have gone either way. In a top 5 matchup, Arkansas at Baum obviously won the series. We could talk about LSU and Vandy, 2 traditionally talented, powerful teams that aren't really playing very well right now. Auburn deserves consideration in the conversation right now. Because Ole Miss too. I mean, Ole Miss taking a game from Texas, and I think Mike Bianco's got a pretty good squad there that might be the sort of off the radar team in the league so far. That's kind of interesting. But if Hunter Elliott regains the form of his freshman year when they won the national championship, then you can, if you have a true ace that can pace you on a Friday to win a series opener, and you split games 2 and 3, I mean, that's how you pace yourself toward being a regional host and a national seed. So I wouldn't sleep on Ole Miss either.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also Mississippi State. I mean, we'll see what Vandy has in store. They play Indiana in the midweek. That game moved up to 2 p.m. because of frigid temperatures. And then you get, Wyatt Nadeau is somebody who he won SEC Freshman of the Week.
He was awesome.
He pitched a beaut.
He was
on
awesome.
Saturday. Yeah, he was dealing. And so we're going to find out just kind of this Vanderbilt team's been very up and down. They've beat down and run ruled the teams they're supposed to run rule, and then they get slaughtered by the teams they're not. And then, of course, they take the series against LSU, which I'm like, oh, okay, this is going against the trend here. But they go to Mississippi State. So we'll see what they have. We'll see what Mississippi State has in that. But, I feel like there's a whole bunch – I feel like it's like Texas, Auburn, and a whole bunch of teams jumbled up. Kind of
shame on me for not mentioning Oklahoma either. I mean, Oklahoma is a top 10 team, and Skip Johnson always does an awesome job with his pitchers. And, Cam Johnson, who is an LSU transfer, who's 98 from the left side, if he throws it over the plate, he can be dominant. He struggled this weekend. I think it's 7 walks this weekend, but he's been really good for them this year. I mean, that LSU-Oklahoma this weekend at the box is going to be a very compelling series. Is Oklahoma for real? And LSU kind of desperately needs to win a series at home.
Yeah. All right. Out the door. We just got that from Matt on what LSU's got this weekend. We heard from Brad and Zach. Corey, what do you got this weekend?
Well, we got Mississippi State. We're on the road at Mississippi State midweek against Indiana. So pretty tough week there. Again, if you can go 3-3 in the week or 2-2 in the week, I think it's pretty successful considering who you're playing. So I'm excited about that. Can the bullpen actually throw some good innings and quit walking people? I mean, it's a walk fest. And that series with LSU, as Matt described as well, it's a walk fest from both sides. So there you go.
Yeah, nothing's worse than a lot of free passes on Sunday on getaway day. Jimmy, what's Alabama got this weekend?
Florida at home. I think Alabama's in a position this early, guys, where you can't get swept again, or the hill gets too steep at that point. You got to win this series against Florida. This is the position this league can put you in when you say things like, well, you've got to win this series against Florida. But Alabama needs something good to happen. They need 2 out of 3. They got a tough midweek game, too. It's not Georgia Tech, but they're at South Alabama in Mobile tomorrow night. That's not a gimme for most teams in this league. And then the 3 games against Florida. So Alabama needs to win 2 of 3 against Florida. But even one win right now would feel pretty good.
Yeah. Tennessee also has a really challenging midweek coming up tonight. Eastern Kentucky. That first pitch was moved up a couple hours due to frigid cold temperatures. So big midweek coming up, just like you guys in South Alabama and Georgia Tech, Eastern Kentucky, and then hosting Missouri this weekend. And again, I know Missouri had a really good non-conference portion before they got into SEC play, one of the most improved teams in that regard in the SEC. I'm never going to say it's just you expect to have a sweep in SEC play because that's not how this league is.
I think Missouri's Friday and Saturday pitcher is decent.
Yeah. Tennessee needs to have a weekend, though. You got to take care of business at home, especially seeing that gauntlet coming up. And I don't care how LSU's playing right now. That's going to be a huge series later in the season. And Tennessee's on the road at Vanderbilt the next weekend. So you got to take this series, win it, take 2 out of 3, sweep if you can, and pick up some momentum heading through the rest of the slate. So, it's that time of the year. SEC baseball, it's like nothing else. It is the best, and we talk about it every single Tuesday right here on SEC Squad. For Zach Blackerby, host of Locked On Auburn, Brad Kellner, host of Locked On Longhorn, Jimmy Stein, host of Locked On Bama, Matt Moscona, Locked On LSU, Corey Burton, Locked On Vandy. I am Eric Kane with Locked On Vols. Appreciate you guys for being here. Join the Everydayer Clubs for all of our shows, lockedonvols.supercast.com and Locked On whatever these guys' shows are at supercast.com as well. Promo code MARCH to get in that bracket breakdown challenge. Promo code MARCH for your first month free for the Locked On Everydayer Club. Appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, everybody.
Peace. Woot. Boom.